Morning, Audrey.
Hi.
Take a seat. Can I get you anything to drink?
No, thank you. Good, thank you.
Good. How's your day gone so far today?
It's been good. I've been sorting out the India trip,
Ooh.
so getting all the stuff ready, sorting out the cats where they're going to go.
Oh, you finally found somewhere for them then?
Yeah, it's a place near my house, so it's nice. Been there this morning.
Good, good. So do you know why we're here today?
Yeah, for a bit of an appraisal.
Yep, so 6-month appraisal. We're going to go through all the goods, all the bads, what we can do, see and set some targets for the next 6 months and go from there. Okay, so how have you been getting on in the beauty team? I know it's been a new move for you.
Yeah, struggled. I've not really sort of bonded with anyone too well. I found it quite hard because of the products. A lot of it, I don't know them very well. I knew a lot about the medical side of it. Coming over to this side of it, I don't use any of the products, so that doesn't help. I think moving forward I would like to go almost back because I was much more fluid there. I knew what I was doing a lot better.
Right, okay. Obviously, we did bring you across to the beauty team because you're such a good seller. Your figures have always been amazing. You've always gone above and beyond everything. So we thought you'd be a good addition to the team. We thought you would bring some of your experience across with you to the team. Well, let's just say that we think for you, because of your 5 years experience within the team as a whole, with all the younger people on your team and things like that, you'd be able to share the length of experience you've had and all the knowledge you've brought across from that team into the new team with you. So do you think there's any reason why you've kind of lost a bit of your motivation or anything like that?
Yeah, I found it hard. Lost my parents, who I lived with, so that's been quite a big change on that sort of outside of work, and that's obviously sort of transited through into work. So not only has that all changed, and at work has changed. It's a different team, different product, different home life. It's been really, really difficult. Found it quite hard.
Been a bit of an upshift for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do understand it is really difficult. It's a tough time for you, and we are here to support you. I'm not sure if you're aware there is a bereavement counselling service in place. So, if there was a bit more support that you needed, I'm here for you. The other team members are definitely here for you as well. And there are the bereavement counsellors that you can contact out of work, or we would be happy to put aside the time for you to go and speak to them within working hours so that you could speak about your personal side of it, speak about the effect it's having, and see if there's a way you can feel better at work, definitely. Also, I've been thinking about maybe a buddy system for you. So obviously you're saying you're a bit uncomfortable, you're not sure about everything. There's Tracy on the team. She's 26, so she is a bit younger, but you do have quite a lot in common. She's also travelling, got a deep love for cats. I don't know if you've seen her screensaver on a computer. I think she's got about 8 of them. So I think you would have quite a lot in common. She's been on the beauty team for about 3 years now, so she knows a lot about the products. She used to be a beautician, so she knows a lot about that side of it. And then you obviously have, with your sales and everything like that, you could obviously help her as well, so it'd be a bit of a benefit for the both of you.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I've never done anything like that before, so I've always sort of just got on with whatever I was doing. So it still seems like quite a hard sort of change for me. Obviously, if I was doing what I was used to, I'd probably get back into the swing of things much easier. I don't know how it would work.
Right. Well, with like I said, Tracy, obviously you need to get to know your team. I know at the moment you feel a bit like you're not quite in with the team, maybe because of the age gap and things like that. So it'll give you the opportunity to know how everyone is and things like that. Unfortunately, it's not particularly an option for you to move back onto the medical team. Once we moved you across, we did fill that position, and we were really hoping to move you forward within this beauty team, and we think there may be more space for you to grow within that team. So obviously I think there would be a benefit to this for you, which I think once we've put the training and things like that in place.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd obviously give it a go. If it was a case of sort of sharing my knowledge and that sort of thing, So in the meantime, it would be helpful to have some sort of bonus scheme or something like that, because obviously if it's not my knowledge on the products and my knowledge on the selling, obviously that's a big difference. You can learn the product, it's quite hard to learn to sell. So I think that might be.
Obviously, as you know from being here 5 years, if you go above your targets, if you hit your targets, we obviously look at a bonus, we look at what you would receive each appraisal. But I'm not sure if you had the chance to look through your KPIs yet. I've got them here for you. Unfortunately, you haven't quite hit your targets, and obviously I realise you've been struggling. But for instance, your calls, about 60% of the day you're spent engaged with a customer, when on average a typical CSR normally engaged for about 68% of their day. So you've dropped quite a bit in your productivity in that way. Also the length of your calls. Obviously we need to be making as many calls as we can in order to bring that business in, and it looks like you're spending quite a bit more time on the phone. In the last 5 years, you can see across the board you've been spending about 3.5 minutes on the phone, whereas the last 6 months your average calls are lasting between 5 and 6 minutes, so it's increased quite a lot. And then we would expect from that length calls for your sales to have raised, whereas actually they've dropped by half. So obviously the call time, not the worst thing, but the sales and things like that, and then your unresolved calls are at 6:49 when they should be about 5, and across the board you've always had very, very low unresolved calls. And the thing that worries me a bit the most is your customer rating, because you've always had such a good relationship with your customers. The ratings come back for you are always so close to the top. It's between 1 and 5, and you're always between about 4.5 or more. So for them to drop to 2.1 is quite a worrying figure for us, because we know you're good. That's why we moved you across. What do you think about the figures?
I think I'm doing my best to sort of try and keep engaged with the customer from keeping them on the phone, because if they're asking me a question about a product and I'm not comfortable with it, it's taking me longer to work out what it is I need to be telling them about, and just explain it takes me a little longer to sort of get out to them.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing, but I think it's quite good that I can still talk to customers about the products. It's just taking me longer, which is obviously sort of they must be picking up on that, which I think training would obviously help with that. I think just knowing the products better.
Yeah. Well, I have, like you know, we listen to your calls about 3 times a week. So I've been listening into some of your calls myself, and you are trying. We can hear that you're trying. Obviously, it is noticeable there's a slight lack of knowledge there, the time taken to figure things out, which is something we need to work on, something I need to work on. But it seems like your enthusiasm's just gone. The happy Audrey that we all know doesn't quite seem to be there. And when we've listened to calls in the past, they've been really, really good. So what is it that we think we need to do to rectify that?
I think obviously I've probably lost a bit of that flow with the calls, just all the things that have happened, but also moving into a team that I didn't really want to move into. That's probably not helped, so it's sort of made it much harder to be enthusiastic about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's mainly that sort of product side of thing, really. If I was a bit more confident, I'd be much easier to be a little bit happier on the phone, whereas I'm concentrating a lot, so I'm finding that really difficult.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you know what the averages is we look at for figures wise, but we do aim, like I said, 68% time engaged with customers on the phone, which in the past you've gone above and beyond. You've always hit and exceeded all your targets on that. And we'd say probably 13% of your day wrapping up those calls, doing that thing. Maybe we can look at giving you a little bit more time to do a little bit of looking into it and wrapping your calls up. But I'm not sure that you've been spoken to about this before or when you were first originally moved into this team, but we actually do have hopes, because of your experience and your knowledge, of maybe looking at pushing you forward into a higher role within this team. You've been here for 5 years now. You've proved yourself throughout. Obviously, it's been a tough 6 months, but we really would like to look at maybe seeing if we can push you into a team leader role within the next 6 months to a year. So if we can start hitting those figures and start getting everything with the ball rolling, that might be an option for you within this team where that position wasn't there within the medical team.
Yeah, something I didn't realise was a possibility to move into. Team leader role, sort of something that I would be very, very interested in doing. Of course, obviously part of that, to manage a team well, you're going to have to know your product well, so I think one's going to have to come first. But yeah, really, really interesting. That sounds like a good move.
Brilliant. So let's try and put a bit of an action plan in place. We normally use a SMART action plan. You should know about this from all the training we've done throughout the company. So we've put into plan some targets for both of us, what we can do to help each other that are achievable. It's not anything that's not going to happen, something that's reasonable and achievable that we can put in place. So what can I do as a team manager to help you?
If I could have sort of one morning aside with someone and have them sort of go through one type of product at a time, just to sort of help out, to have a dedicated bit of time, because trying to fit it in around other things, that's very difficult. So if there was a dedicated bit of time, that would help. I think you mentioned the buddy system earlier on, which that sounds, if I can get that to work and fit in the right time frames and that sort of thing, that sounds like that would be really, really helpful as well.
Right, great. So what we could do when we actually leave this meeting today, I know that Tracy's got a spare few minutes aside, so we can go and have a sit down with her, have a talk, see if that will work with her. Obviously, I'm here, so if there's ever any problems, you can come to me. I'll try and put some more time aside for you as well. With regards to training, normally we put aside 10 days a year for training for a CSR, but because you're new to the team, what I'll try and do, I know there's a workshop coming up, so I'll send you on the workshop. It's a 4-day workshop. It goes through all of our current products, it goes through all our plans, everything that we want for the company, everything that we plan to do, and gives you a few tips and tricks for how to sell those products and how to put them across to the customer. Also, what I can do is we can do some product sampling. So I'm not sure if you've heard of our product parties we do. So once a month or so, if we can, we try get all the new products and things like that, test and try them out, have a conversation about them, how do we feel about those. I can also send you home with some products so you can try them yourself, and then you have a bit more of a personal understanding of those products, so when you're speaking to a customer about it, you know what you're talking about, you've done it yourself, and you go, oh yeah, I use that cream at home, it's really nice. Also, you do get your discounts and everything. You've got a really high discount because you've been here quite a long time, so maybe if you like some of the products we send you home with, it might be something that you can put into your own beauty regime each day. So then we need to look at what you need to do. So what are some actionable targets for you to put into place so that you're going to hit your targets for the next 6 months?
I think the products, using the products is going to be the biggest thing, because obviously I don't really use them at the moment. I don't use many things anyway, so maybe getting into that a little bit more is going to help a lot, just having that sort of personal understanding of things. So I'll have to spend a bit of time with those and get to grips with them. So obviously that's a thing that people always ask is how something works or what difference that particular thing makes over another one, and I don't know. That will really help, and spending a bit of time with the team as well with those parties, that will really, really help out.
A bit of communication and bonding, definitely. So we're going to get some bonding in place, you're going to do a bit of training. I'll try and get you some print-offs as well, a bit more information about all the products and everything like that. But I think we've got a good plan in place. What we do is we'll reconvene in a few weeks' time just to see if the body's working, and maybe listen to a few calls together and go from there. Sound like a good plan to you?
Yes, that's great.
Great, that's what I like to hear. So, all we need to do now, just got all the targets down here from the call. If you can just sign there for me to say that you're going to keep up your end of this bargain.
Yeah, of course.
And there's me as well. I will get you a copy of that. And that's us all sorted for today. Thank you for coming to the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Let's get going.